Today we'll have a lecture on manures and fertilizers. This is very basic concept you'll find in this presentation or lecture. Um, if you ask me what are manures and fertilizers and why that we need. So before we move to the basic concept of manures and fertilizers, let's talk about why there is a need for manures and fertilizers. Because as you know, the soil, fertility and productivity, soil is having its inherent capacity to supply nutrients, and the supply of nutrients may not be sufficient enough to meet the demand of the plant. Because in this present scenario, if we talk about this, or maybe in the past and also will be in future, we need grow crops having higher productivity, and the soil may not have enough nutrient status or nutrient reserve to provide enough nutrient to maintain the plant growth. And all those essential nutrients, when they are not supplied in right quantities at right time, the plant cannot grow properly and you may not expect good yield. That's why there is a need for supplemental application of nutrients from external sources, and these external sources could be manures and fertilizers. And and I'll talk about a bit of manures first, because manures are organic in nature, and they contain mostly almost all the nutrients, maybe major or micronutrients, but in small quantities, and that's why they're bulky in nature. And when you go for application into the field, and in that case, you have to apply in tons compared to the fertilizer, which are concentrated in nature. That means a small amount of fertilizer contains high amount of nutrients. And in there are specific type of fertilizer, you may not get all those nutrients in all fertilizer. That's why fertilizer is you know it's just salt or an organic compound that contains necessary plant nutrients, like nitrogen, phosphorus, or potassium. So if you say about what is a fertilizer, that means it's a compound or maybe a salt or maybe organic compound that contains all those necessary nutrient elements, nitrogen, phosphorus. So if you look at the classification of fertilizer, then if you ask me what are those, so there will be straight fertilizer. That means contains a nutrient, only one single primary nutrient, and that single primary nutrient could be your nitrogen, phosphorus, or potassium. That's a straight fertilizer. If you ask me the example, it will be urea, which contains nitrogen. It will be single super phosphate, it contains phosphorus. And it may be potassium chloride, that's muriate of potash. So all these, they're the straight fertilizers. Then you ask me, if it is straight fertilizer, what is compound fertilizer? Compound fertilizer means a fertilizer which has in compound, just diammonium phosphate. So there is a compound formula 1846, means nitrogen, N is equal to 18% and phosphorus V25 is 1846%. So then comes what is mixed fertilizer and fertilizer mixture. Mixed fertilizer, you get combination of different nutrient in a fertilizer. That means it maybe have gromor, all those things, whatever available, and there is particular ratio of particular ratio. You'll find these fertilizers, just like you get in uh, other fertilizer materials. But if you ask me, fertilizer mixture, that means a combination of you mixed, straight fertilizer, other fertilizer, make a mixture. This is a physical mixture, but this mixed fertilizer prepared in a factory, but physically you can fertilizer mixture you can prepare, but you have to take care of whether there will be any reaction between these two fertilizers, whether it is able to mix with other fertilizers, not maybe it can be explosive, it may be dangerous. So you cannot do all those things. So you got the difference between manures and fertilizers. This is bulky in nature, this is concentrated in nature. This contains less nutrient, this contains more nutrient. And manures, they almost all nutrients but small quantity, but that's why they require in large amount. And this is since it contains more nutrient in a single part, so it's required in small quantity. It is manufactured, manures you can have your own backyard or maybe in shed, but it in the factory. And um, and most important in manures, the difference is that manures provide enough bio, I means microorganisms both beneficial and also organic carbon to the soil, where you may not get enough all those things from fertilizers. And another things, continuous application of manures improve the soil fertility, improve the physical, chemical, and biological conditions of the soil. Also, deficiency of micronutrients are sometimes avoided. But due to this chemical fertilizers, long-term application, sometimes if it's not in appropriate manner or not according to the crop need, it may create, deficiency of some other nutrients, as well as, the fertilizers, so in long term, they may contain some heavy metals, just like in phosphatic fertilizers, that may affect, your fertility status and accumulation of heavy metals in soil. So this is the difference. There may be many. Sometimes you say that the fertilizer, they pollute, but the organic manure may not. But if it is not managed both in proper manner, they may pollute, because organic manure also, if it is flow, run away, washed away due to runoff, all those things, then probably it will go and make some organic loads in the ponds or water bodies. Similarly, here also, manures also, if not managed properly, then it will go to the field, out of the field, and pollute the water bodies also. And so many examples of nitrate pollution. Suppose if I ask you, then it is blue baby, and there are also other examples of pollution due to manures and fertilizers. I leave it to you, and you search it and see how they are. So in manures and fertilizers, if you ask me a few things, fertilizers, provide primary nutrients, that's nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. That's why they are nitrogenous fertilizer, phosphatic fertilizer, and potassic fertilizer. And sometimes, second nutrients, fertilizer provides the second nutrient. There are some fertilizers, they can, gypsum, suppose calcium sulfate, magnesium, also you'll get from some other fertilizers. And some fertilizer products, supplies only primary nutrients. That's urea supplies only nitrogen, that I mentioned you. Similarly, the fertilizer which primarily supplies nitrogen, known as nitrogenous fertilizer, and phosphorus, phosphatic fertilizer. Like that, sulfur fertilizer and micronutrients are also providing, sulfur and different micronutrients to the plants. However, use of sulfur and micronutrient fertilizer in crop production is less compared to the primary and secondary fertilizer. So, uh, already I told you the difference between manures and fertilizers. And if you ask me, tell us a few more things about some common fertilizers, what are available in the market, and what are those chemical formula and all those things, probably under the nitrogen content. So if you talk about, the common name of a fertilizer, then I will say, okay, ammonium nitrate, the formula NH4 and 34% nitrogen, no phosphorus and potassium. Then ammonium sulfate, that's also, another is calcium ammonium nitrate can. So ammonium sulfate, the formula, and the nitrogen content is 21%. And ammonium nitrate uh, plus, urea in combination, that contains 32. And anhydrous ammonia, that also, very much rich source of nitrogen, that's 82%. Maximum you will get in anhydrous ammonia. And it's aqua ammonium, and aqua means ammonium solution, NH4OH, 20% nitrogen. Urea, you know it, NH2CO, NH2, the formula very common and comes in most of the entrance examinations. It's 46% nitrogen. Then single superphosphate and double superphosphate, so 16% P2O5, we know, and it range between 20 to 46%. Monoammonium phosphate and diammonium phosphate. In diammonium phosphate, the nitrogen, because two nutrients are present, primary nutrient nitrogen, phosphorus. In monoammonium phosphate, nitrogen 13 and phosphorus, P2O5 52%. And in diammonium phosphate, it is 1846. And potassium chloride, 60% potassium there. Then monopotassium phosphate, KS2PO4, it contains 50% phosphorus and 40% potassium. Then potassium nitrate, KNO3. So you got two nutrients here, nitrogen as well as potassium. Nitrogen is 13%, potassium in 45%. Then potassium sulfate, you get 50% nitrogen. So these are all the fertilizer, the compound, apart from that, I already mentioned, there are fertilizer, mixed fertilizer, which combination of, there are many companies they also produce, so that farmers can directly apply those fertilizers to the field, so that they get both phosphorus and potassium, and in single application you get 2 to 3 nutrients also. But if you go for individual, just like urea, first super phosphate, you may get, you go for twice application. Sometimes you may mix, but you can mix, but you cannot keep it for longer period of time. They may form clot, and it's not advisable. And if you want to mix urea and phosphorus together, SSP or single super phosphate, mix it and apply to the field. Similarly, the mixed fertilizer are produced or manufactured just because to supply 2 3 nutrients at the simultaneously to the field, so that the farmers will save time and also gets 2 to 3 nutrients together, and it will also give, in economic terms, it is also better. So this is all about, manures. And if you talk about, sorry, it is about fertilizers. And if you talk about manures, as I told you, manures, they provide, additional benefit to the plants, which are organic matter, apart from providing nutrient in small quantity. But there are almost all nutrients are present, small amount. And the most important, things, the microbes do in the soil is in improve the microbial activity. It provides food for microbes, because carbon assessment is carbohydrate they get from, and that's why when you apply manures in any crops or cropping systems, you are not only you are improving the physical and chemical properties, but also the biological properties. And once you know the microbes are the living things in that make the soil alive. So when they are present in good amount, definitely they, helps in nutrient transformation and nutrient mobility, nutrient availability, and they do a lot of work. So examples, if you take, what are those manures, like farmland manures, poultry manures, vermicompost and green manures. And the nutrient content of those manures are different. If you ask me, those farmland manures, just 0.5% nitrogen, 0.25% phosphorus, and 0.5% potassium, very less. And compared to urea uses, that is 46%. But everything, they have their advantages and disadvantages. So vermicompost is better than farmland manures. It contains 1.8% average nitrogen, phosphorus 3.8%, and total potassium, 1.3. Similarly, in poultry manures, um, it is varies between 0.5 to 0.9% nitrogen, total nitrogen, phosphorus 0.4 to 0.9, and total potassium 1.2 to 1.7. And green manures depends upon those plants having, maybe average, you can say 3.5% total nitrogen, 0.6% potassium. It's a good source of nitrogen. And green manures, that Daincha and other things, Sesbania, and green manures, you can use those things. They not only provide nitrogen, but they add organic matter to the soil. These are all good things, about manures. But most important, if you talk about farmland manures, it's very common all over the world. Most probably in India, this is the backyard manure. In your backyard, you just put those produce those farmyard manures. And regular use of farmyard manures increases soil physical health. Mainly, it improves soil aggregate stability, structural stability, and decreases bulk density. Green manures. These are green manures I already mentioned. Some of those green manures plants, are cowpea, dhencha, Vigna unguiculata, then Dianchamin sesbania aculeata, sunhemp, Crotalaria jansea, then Glaricidia. They are all used as green manures, and it improves also soil structure, soil organic carbon, and soil fertility. Because these green manures are applied in, the practice of mixing undecomposed green plants into the soil, it decomposes there. And vermicompost, it's a manure which contains species of earthworm that transforms the organic waste into nutrient rich manure. And there are so many species of earthworms available. And Eisenia, fetida are the most efficient earthworms for vermicomposting. And they degrade cow dung, sheep dung, fresh mud, anything, waste, whatever you want to the compost pit. They will, city solid waste and poultry waste, and they make it beautiful manures or compost, within 2 to 3 months. And poultry manure also, it is the byproduct from the poultry farms, and it includes all those waste materials, feed and solid and liquid poultry droppings, litters, egg cells, waste essential with, rich in bacteria and fungi. When they are used for composting, they provide much needed, nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and other trace elements also it provides, and improves also soil physical, chemical, and biological properties. So friends, I hope this is a small class, but small in terms of, thinking of manures and fertilizers. But the very concept of giving you this in the introduction to soil science is that everybody should know the difference between them, and the importance of those manures and fertilizer, and how they help in, building soil fertility. How are they beneficial? If they are beneficial, to extent, are they polluting the environment? If they are polluting, then to what extent? If they are benefiting our society, then to what extent? So definitely they have their own importance. They have their advantage and disadvantage. That's why they are, and we have been using for so many years. And long-term fertilizer experiment shows, application of fertilizers in balanced amount. Inorganic fertilizers I am talking about in balanced amount or proportion. It's not depleting the soil fertility. It is maintaining and sustaining the productivity also. So thank you, friends. Thank you very much for watching my channel. I hope I get some information which are very helpful to you, and hopefully you learn a lot. And keep watching my channel. Thank you very much. Take care and stay safe. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Bye bye.